We've all heard about wars, but there is a war in history that wasn't between two countries or groups of people. Instead, this war was against a bird known as the emu, and you will be shocked to learn that Australia defeated. The story begins after World War I, where large numbers of discharged farmers, who served in the war, were given land by the Australian government to take up farming within Western Australia. Australia suffered badly during the period of the Great Depression in the 1930s, which began with the Wall Street crash of 1929 and rapidly spread worldwide. Like in other nations, Australia faced years of high unemployment, poverty, low profits, deflation, plunging incomes, and lost opportunities for economic growth and personal advancement. In 1929, these farmers were encouraged to increase their wheat crops, with the government promising and failing to deliver assistance in the form of subsidies. Despite the recommendations and promised subsidies, wheat prices continued to fall, and by October 1932 the situation intensified. Farmers prepared to harvest the season's crop while simultaneously threatening to refuse to deliver the wheat. The farmers' difficulties were worsened by the arrival of approximately 20,000 emus. Emus regularly migrate after their breeding season, heading to the coast from the inland regions. With cleared land and additional water supplies made available for livestock by the Western Australian farmers, the emus found that the cultivated lands were good habitat, and they began to foray into farm territory, particularly the marginal farming land. The emus consumed and spoiled the crops and left large gaps in fences, allowing rabbits to enter and cause further problems. Farmers relayed their concerns about the birds ravaging their crops, and a deputation of ex-soldiers was sent to meet with the Minister of Defense. The minister readily agreed, although with conditions attached. The guns were to be used by military personnel, troop transport was to be financed by the Western Australian government, and the farmers would provide food, accommodation, and payment for the ammunition. The operation was started, however, a period of rainfall caused the emus to scatter over a wider area, and the mission was stopped. After 1 month, on November 2, 1932, the troops were deployed. As the birds were out of range of the guns, local settlers attempted to herd the emus into an ambush, but the birds split into small groups and ran, making them difficult to target. A second round of gunfire was able to kill a number of birds. Later the same day, a small flock was encountered, and, perhaps a dozen, birds were killed. By the fourth day of the campaign, Army observers noted that each pack seems to have its own leader, now a big black-plumed bird which stands fully 6 feet high and keeps watch while his mates carry out their work of destruction and warns them of our approach. After this, the army changed their plan according to their enemy and loaded a gun on a truck and started firing, as when emus run, they also run, but aiming on top of a truck was nearly impossible, and this plan also failed. 6 days after the first engagement, 2,500 rounds of ammunition had been fired, and the number of birds killed was nearly 200. On November 8, members in the Australian House of Representatives discussed the operation and said, if we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks. They are like Zulus whom even dum-dum bullets could not stop. On November 13, 1932, the military found a degree of success, with approximately 40 emus killed. November 15 proved to be far less successful, but by December 2, the soldiers were killing approximately 100 emus per week. On December 10, the report claimed 986 confirmed kills with 9,860 rounds, at a rate of exactly 10 rounds per confirmed kill. By December 1932, word of the Emu War had spread, reaching the United Kingdom. Some conservationists there protested the cull as the extermination of the rare emu. The eminent Australian ornithologists described the war as an attempt at the mass destruction of the birds. In the end, the government introduced a system in which farmers were given guns to shoot the emus, and the government would give prizes for each kill. This strategy worked, and after 2 years, 57,000 emus were shot. However, when this news reached the media, people were very upset with the Australian government. Consequently, Australia also stopped this operation. Australia doesn't control 20,000 emus, but today, there are nearly 6 to 7 lakh emus present in Australia. Farmers have installed fences around their fields to protect their crops, and it's now very common to install a fence around the field. Now, farmers are safe from emus, but this is a war that we remember today. We expect that you will like our video and also share and subscribe to them. Thank you for watching.